How's it going, everyone? This is MindBlank. Welcome back to my channel and a happy 2017 for everyone watching this. Now, undoubtedly you might have noticed the lack of content on my channel for the past 2 weeks or so, and that's due to holidays, of course, and spending more time with the family. And the second reason is that I've completely taken apart my main PC, which is my main productivity, editing and gaming PC, and I've not necessarily upgraded it but updated it. And I'll show you guys what exactly I've done to it in the coming days or so. I'm still working on that video, but the centerpiece of this update is the Phanteks Enthoo PRO M acrylic window case, which we are taking a look at right now to see if it is worth your hard-earned cash. This case was initially launched in 2015, but sometime in 2016 it was updated with an acrylic side panel option, making it extremely enticing for all of us wanting to display our awesome builds. I got this in November of last year along with the other parts I needed to update my rig, but never actually got around to installing everything due to very limited time. But this case was one of the top options under $100, and after building my system in it, I can give you my thoughts on how versatile and worthwhile the case really is. So this is an ATX case, a normal tower, not a full one. One of the first things you'll notice upon opening the box and removing the case is the fact that this is one of the wider cases available on the market. It comes in at 9.3 inches in width or 23.5 centimeters and stands 19 inches tall, that's 48 centimeters, while not being extremely long at just under 20 inches or 50 centimeters. But the way this is set up makes it one of the roomiest cases around in its respective price and size category. That generous case width should appeal to anyone wanting to slap massive CPU heatsinks or water rats to the top or front of this case. You are looking at the anthracite grey version, which I think was preferable to the other two satin black or titanium green options. While I do think that this case's front is not nearly as pretty as that of the Evolve's bigger brother, the interior, options, layout, etc. are pretty much borrowed from it in that they look almost identical. And this is an excellent thing since the Evolve is double the money. Speaking about the front, it's a huge metal grille spanning around 3 inline 120mm fans. Of course, the front can be removed to access the Phanteks 140mm fan that it comes with. There's also another 140mm fan at the back of the chassis, and since we are on this topic, the fans are black with white blades, so this might or might not work, but it is definitely better than them opting for other colors like red or blue or whatever. They get a little bit noisy when revved up to their maximum 1200 RPM and are able to produce 82.1 CFM with a rated plus 19 decibels noise level. I find them decent enough and have decided to use them in my build. You don't get many connect options on the front of the case, but they'll do for my own needs. That's 2 USB 3.0 ports, a jack and mic plug. They're rather conveniently placed to the side of the case, that's the side with the acrylic window of course, so while initially this bothered me, in practice I really learned to enjoy this design decision. The power button stays at the top, however, which is just fine by me. In this area you'll also find the top dust cover that can be easily removed and cleaned due to a magnetic strip covering the perimeter of it. And the whole case stands on 4 feet, allowing for sufficient air intake for the PSU and also giving it this cabinet type of look. The main attraction on the outside is, however, the completely acrylic side panel. This gets mounted in place by lining the 4 holes over the fixed rubber protected nuts on the case and then using their 4 thumb screws to keep it there. It also has a black opaque strip all around its sides to hide the anesthetic metal case edges. Needless to say, this gets scratched easily and it is very high maintenance, with us being attracted to both its interior and exterior, so keep a microfiber cloth at hand at all times. But let's check out the sizable interior of the Pro M. First of all, there's a huge motherboard cutout that has to be appreciated if you switch heatsinks often and don't want to destroy your wire management by having to remove the motherboard only to build it up again. There's 2 sizable cutouts to the right of the motherboard covered in rubber grommets, and I find there's little you can't pass through these cutouts. The case also comes with a complete PSU shroud going all the way to the front of the case. It is ingeniously built so that you feel like mounting a front 360 rad. You can just remove a bracket in order to make room for it. This of course means that you won't have access anymore to the 2 hard drive cages over there, but there is plenty of room, 5 exactly, on the left interior of the case. Any drive here gets mounted using their proprietary HDD bracket, which I did not bother getting as the 2 sleds below are enough for me. On the front of the shroud there's again their proprietary SSD bracket mounting. The case comes with 3 spots where you can fit these brackets, but only single slot ones, with the double slot ones being reserved for the Evolve, which has more room. Sadly, it comes with only 1 SSD bracket, so I did end up buying the extra 2 to populate all SSD locations. The Pro M is pretty much as toolless as you can get, but this is already the norm for the last years or so. I found plenty of room at the back for wire management, and I have a lot, and I mean a lot, of wires you will see. Most of them get tucked away under the shroud, and the remaining ones honestly do not need more than the 3 Velcro straps they've included. They're pretty long and can catch a lot of loose wires without issues. The shroud also has a conveniently placed rubber grommeted cutout to allow for your PCIe cable or cables to be routed through it. People wanting to have a top-mounted radiator are going to find the removable tray extremely useful. It has a ton of cutouts so that you can adapt whatever fans or rads here, including 140mm fans. This is held in place by screws and does require removing the back panel, but it makes life a whole lot easier whenever you want to clean your top rad or rads. Speaking of the back panel, there is sufficient space to allow for thick wires or bunching up of wires without having to press on it to put it back in place. I generally appreciate the thought that has gone into making this case, and you can see the attention to detail in the adjustable mounting position of practically any fan that you can install. They use longitudinal holes so that you can position the fans just the way you like it or see fit, and the general build quality of the chassis is certainly above the price point in my opinion, and this is what makes this a great choice. It has very little wobble to it, there's no areas where the painting was missed, and yes, I've seen this on other high-end cases, everything works, slides or pops into place just right. I found building inside it pretty hassle-free with a lot of room to spare, and it certainly has the option of allowing for very clean builds. I had some small issues with the front-mounted fans and radiator, but that is as much my own fault as it is Phanteks. Nothing very important, but I will cover that when I'll show you my complete build. And time to wrap this up and give you my final opinion on it. I did a lot of studying for a replacement case, and I am satisfied with my choice in the Pro M Acrylic Window. It is a case punching way above its price category for sure, and it gets a lot of stuff extremely right, removing frustrations and unnecessary time being burned on less important build aspects. I recommend this case even in 2017 for anyone wanting a quality chassis for a decent price. Alright guys and gals, and you should be expecting the second video in around 2 days or so. Like I said, I'm still working on it, and I'll show you what exactly I've used to update my PC and what I'm going to use in the main part of 2017 at least. But meanwhile, I want to see your comments, questions and suggestions down below as usual, and thank you for supporting this channel by subscribing. See you next time everybody, bye bye.